After a 2-week break, the Apex Racing League GT3 trophy returns for the penultimate round of the championship. Anders Meyer has an opportunity tonight to clinch the Pro Drivers title as we head to Italy and the Monza circuit for the second to last time this season. Welcome to the Apex Racing TV esports studio. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick, and alongside me is David Sampson. And David, we head to Monza, a circuit that we weren't sure was going to be on the calendar until very recently. It was one of the to-be-decided rounds towards the end of the season, but I'm very happy it was in the officials and that it's been picked for this round of the championship.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic track. It's one of my personal favourites. I mean, it can be difficult racetrack, you know, notorious T1 to get through and survive, but it's got a great flow. It is, it's going to be tough on the drivers here with the back-to-back format, with the reverse grid format. Again, it's going to exacerbate getting through T1 cleanly and making the most of it. But yeah, almost to the close of the championship. It's been a good one. And yeah, I'm really glad we found a way to Monza.
Yes, it'll be Monza this round, and then will be Mosport for the round after. And of course, you did mention the format before as well, and is the B format that we have for tonight. So a race 1 and a race 2. Top 10 reversed for the race 2. I feel like I think this is a good format to do for this Monza circuit, because sometimes around Monza and similar circuits to Monza, you get into a bit of a draft bet. It turns into you can save the most amount of fuel.
Sure.
Because of because of the fuel saving effects that you can have, whereas this will really force the drivers to just go for it.
Yeah,
and there's not much motivation in holding back.
Yeah, there's obviously overtaking is still tricky in GT3s, but there's plenty of opportunities here to set the move up. You know, getting people offline in Ascari, making the move into T1, focusing on traction out of T2. There's plenty of chicanes, plenty of. We're going to see a lot of drama. There's the slowdowns to worry about, for example, especially when you're door-to-door racing. They're very difficult to avoid, and it, you know, adds to the triumph of this track. I like this track a lot.
Well, let's have a look at the championship standings then going into the final couple of rounds. And sort of under the radar in a way, Anders Meyer has really built up a colossal lead, and should he have a decent round tonight, he will win the title. He needs to be 38 points ahead of Chris van der Nesse by the end of tonight in order to win the title. That's because of the drop scores and such, which means that even if he has an awful final round of the championship, he'll still manage to clinch it. But yeah, it's a weird change. I mean, it's really been the last 3 rounds that he's been able to change it round. Van der Nesse did take the lead of the championship for a moment, but the last couple of rounds at Hockenheim and Road America, Meyer's been very tricky to beat.
Well, as well, Hockenheim stands out for me. Just Van der Nesse, not really by any fault of his own, just found himself in all the trouble all the time. And it hurts on a championship like this, especially when you've got Eric pumping in. You know, whenever he gets the chance to pump in points, they're big points. You know, and he's got a team around him, you know, drivers that also score points, so he's got that sometimes that buffer that works for him. But you know, they've done stellar. It's not over till it's over.
Yes, if Anders has a couple of bad races today, it could still open up the championship fight. In the Pro-Ams, this one is also looking fairly decided. Been an up and down season for Nikolai Agard, has won a few rounds, but Sergio Abay has been far more consistent, and he leads the championship by 57 points. Unlikely that that one will be clinched today. Abay would need to outscore Agard by a lot of points, so it'll probably come down to the final round of the championship, but Agard needs to really perform to his highest level, which we know he can do, but also rely on Abay having issues.
Yeah, I mean, Abay has been very strong, especially in qualifying. I mean, Agard's a strong driver, but he had a couple of bad rounds, I believe, especially the first one, or he wasn't there for the first one.
Yeah, he retired from the first round.
Yeah, so I mean, it's tough. I say to win a championship, you need, especially with the drop format, the drop week format, you've got to be scoring big. You've got to make it, you all count, and so, you know, two bad rounds, and it becomes very difficult to win the actual championship.
Definitely. And in the amateurs, again, 49 points the gap here. Artem Udod in his Mercedes took the pole and the fastest lap last time out. In fact, he's taken the last 6 pole positions in a row. Or sorry, 5 of the last 6 pole positions as Artem Udod. Didn't win last time out, but still a long way clear of the rest. Zilk and Hodgson on some good form recently for the pair of them, but with a lot of catching up to do, so unlikely that that one will change. And in the teams championship as well, this one has possibly been the most competitive, and it's still up for grabs. Racing Lab Esports, who are in great form, Rosseth with that storming drive through the order last time out, helping Racing Lab extend their lead to over 100 points now.
Yes, indeed. Has been an impressive teams championship, especially we see like the start Delatraz has to see the Maguire's team still there ahead on points. It's been good. It's been a tough, long teams championship, that's for sure.
It has been a tough championship in the teams, and of course with no drop scores, those points can change very, very quickly when it comes to that championship. So do keep an eye out on that one. It could still change around before the end of the season. But let's have a look at the track that we have in store for us here at Monza. And of course, the circuit starts with the Rettifilio at the start of the track. And yeah, of course, Monza Turn 1, it's iconic, right?
It is. Obviously, it's been reprofiled now, as we see from the F1.
Are you particularly keen to see it rescanned?
I like the way it is. I'm a purist. I like tracks just the way they are. Even if I hate them, I like them like that. I don't want them changed. I don't know why. Perhaps it's because I don't like relearning. I like Monza T1. Yeah, you've got to put a lot of faith in the people around you and behind you, but I think it's a good complex of corners. T2 can be the difficult one with how people track out, and the low traction levels can make it a lot more dicey than people first realised. They usually just blamed T1 on... T2 gets blamed for T1 kind of situation.
Yep, and into De La Roja, and then into the Lesmos, of course, tough with the gravel on the outside here, easy to pick it up a little bit, and that can help spin round the car. From what I was reading from the drivers, a few Porsche drivers complaining about the difficulties of this circuit in that car. Would you agree that the Porsche is at a bit of a deficit in comparison to the others?
No. I tested them all this week thoroughly for like 6 hours on the BOP test, and I love the Porsche. I really do. Admittedly, it's not the car I'd want to be in here, but that's just because it's a low wing track, and it's just not where the Porsche finds its strength. But yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. It has good traction. It's good on the curb. So yeah, I mean, it's lacking that straight line speed, and the only way to get it is to compromise even more downforce, and that's what makes the Porsche probably why they're complaining about it.
Sure. Mercedes strong around this circuit with the high top speed?
Its top speed has been a little bit nerfed since the end of last season. It's fantastic to drive around here, actually. This is probably the most I've ever enjoyed the Merc since they've made some of the changes. Good car. But really, the cars are probably the ones we won't see today. The McLaren, the Ferrari. But yeah, the Ford, the Merc, they're fine. I mean, all the cars are pretty close. Probably the Audi, Lambo, and Porsche probably aren't the choices.
Well, we'll see how the drivers can manage that. In qualifying, we'll go to an advert now, but when we return, we will be trackside at Monza, watching the first qualifying session of the evening.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome to Monza. We're currently in the early stages of qualifying. It is a fairly cool circuit here at Monza tonight. It is September in sim time, so it can still be getting very, very warm. However, it's overcast and there is the unfortunately low possibility of rain, 1% chance of rain, we are being told. So probably won't be a factor, but at least there'll be plenty of grip for the drivers. Only 21 degrees track temperature.
Wow. Is it designed to match the officials?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. officials this week were early morning on like the 21st of September, and that's pretty much the conditions we have. If anything, it might get a bit warmer because it's currently about 9 o'clock in sim in the morning, so it'll be ending at about 11 o'clock in sim, so we might get a little bit more heat in the track by the end, but for now in qualifying it's very creepy.
Yeah, back to your Porsche comment. I actually liked the Porsche here. It's just to even get close to the other times and not even on them, you've just got to like for me, just got to really overdrive everywhere, everything. Whereas of the cars they've actually got access today, because I know there's barely any Ferraris. I think there's one, if I remember rightly.
Mario Schlosser is in a Ferrari, and that is it. Yeah.
And then the McLaren obviously is too new for them to be in.
There should be one McLaren. Vin Glenn, I think, should be in the McLaren.
Oh, okay.
I'm not seeing Vin on the entry list, unfortunately.
Yeah, short of that, I'd want to be in the Ford or the Merc.
Sure.
We're seeing the rise of front-engine cars, that's for sure, this season. We're going to see a bit more of a trend to them being used over the season. Obviously, it takes a little while for the drivers to trust and adapt and know that, if you know what I mean, rather than just be used to the cars they're used to. Even I'm that way. Yeah, and the Mercedes feels, well, the Ford and the Mercedes feel quite different. Ford the most feels very different to what it did last season. Well, sorry, since the start of the season. And the Mercedes is just slightly better slow speed traction. Yeah, less top speed. Overall, just feels a little bit better to drive, to be honest.
Well, at the moment we've got a Ford on pole position. Pretty crazy that we've got 6 AMs, but in 6 different cars, which is unusual. But then, of course, we'll have the Pro-Ams come out on circuit in about a minute's time, and then the Pros will be on circuit for the final 12 minutes. But the man who has dominated qualifying in recent times, 5 of the last 6 pole positions have gone to him, Artem Udod, currently down there in 4th position, over half a second off on a circuit where maybe it would be, you'd be thinking he'd be doing well in the Mercedes. However, he's got a lot of catching up to do. He's improving currently on his last effort. This man is improving as well, though. Can't pole stated 3.5 tenths clear. But he might be able to go even further if he can improve. Can the Norwegian Simon Livingston come into the line now? And he does improve by another couple of tenths. Gets into the 47s. And that leaves Udod with a lot of work to do. Can he at least get on the front row of the grid? He's taking the shortest line to the finish line. And it does get him up into 2nd place. But that is a very good time from Livingston.
Still quite a margin, yeah. Welcome, Mario 2. Oof.
I must say, seeing an orange Ferrari does make me think it's a McLaren. Like, to me, the cars look fairly similar. And a little bit of orange does not help me aid picking which one.
Yeah. I like the McLaren to drive, the new McLaren. It's a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah, should see a fair few McLarens on the channel soon. We've got the Racing Unleashed GT3 series on Sunday. And we've had about 10, 15 drivers change to the McLaren.
What track is it?
So that's Monza as well.
Yeah, McLaren's very strong at Monza.
A 60% chance of rain, by the way, in that race. So if you want some entertainment, do tune in Sunday,
yeah, it's not
1800 GMT.
Tim rocking the 4.99 shirt. Hopefully he's fixed it since the last time we checked. Yeah, good livery. Got a vet out there. Sorry, I almost forgot about the vet. The vet would be my choice over, sorry, the McLaren, over the Ford and the Mercedes. Pretty good car. Just, it is a little trickier than the Ferrari. Like, has slightly worse slow speed traction, especially out of corner 2. It can be quite difficult to put down the power. But just easy to scrub time and hurt your tyres.
Quick promo as well for Apex Racing Academy, whilst the drivers are just about to start their first flying laps. Of course, we're still fairly early in the iRacing season, And so it's still a very good time to go over to apexracingac.com and ordering a subscription. One of the offers that we're doing for this season is our free Mercedes AMG GT4 data pack, and that is completely free for this season. So if you go over to apexracingac.com, then you can subscribe just for that one data pack, and that will be totally free for yourselves, and that will give you access to setups, both qualifying and race setups, track guides, and our weekly group coaching sessions as well, which we host in a variety of different cars. So do check out apexracingac.com in order to get a free subscription or a paid one as well, which will give you access to over 30 cars on iRacing.
Yeah, I've been...
So we've got a couple of issues with the sound at the moment, so we will go to a thumbnail for the time being, but we'll be back with you as soon as possible.
Or
Welcome back, and
are we seeing
my
some rain?
goodness, what a change we are seeing. A bit of rain.
Wait,
all of a
no
sudden.
way.
1% chance.
Midway through
I
qualifying.
mean, it's gone now. That was it. We got one shot of it. Can we go back maybe a couple of cars and see if it's just on that part of the circuit or something? But I mean, our eyes were not deceiving us. But
the biggest tell will be the pro times, and if they're struggling. I mean, if it just a small downpour, it's not really going to affect them. But
I mean, I imagine it will be a few spots and it'll clear. If rain was going to come, it was going to be during qualifying. That is what the forecast said.
if we can get a cockpit cam, we'll be able to see the window, the glass. Yeah, I definitely saw.
There was something, right?
Yeah,
Please tell us in the YouTube chat if you saw something.
I saw rain. But so to recap, Abayo is currently on pole in the Pro-Ams with a very close time. Mark Hutchinson looking very strong today. Fairly in third in the vet. Lovely mixture of cars. But Livingston's time is good for 6 overall at the moment. Yeah, no rain. I think that was just...
I think that was it.
we saw the only...
Oh, there you go. A little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, apparently it's 100%. Maybe I misheard Lewis earlier on. I thought Lewis said 1%. But it was 1% 10 minutes ago, and now it's 100%. So this is awesome. It is meant to last. Well, I don't know how long it's meant to last. Certainly less than 10 minutes.
You're going to hear from the pros, Sam. I tell you. You're going to hear from the pros.
Well, I think it's the Pro-Ams who are going to be the most.
Well, they seem to have got some
annoyed.
times in, so they're good.
Oh, I think it'll be cleared though by the time the pros go out. I think within 2 minutes, I think he'll be gone. But yeah, of course, back at Nürburgring, it caused mayhem. We had a Pro-Am on pole. David Moeller took the pole, and some of the pros really struggled that time. That was a much wetter session. That was a pause in the rain more than any extra rain coming necessarily. But this is something that the drivers have to deal with. See what the times are. Not too many greens out there. So again, we're going to go to the thumbnail, and we'll be back in just a few moments. Welcome back, and Sergio Abayo, dealing with the spots of rain, he's gone even faster with his latest effort and looks very likely to take another Pro-Am pole position. But other drivers have been struggling. We did have a spin for Mark Hutchinson. He's recovered, and I think he's now on his last attempt.
Yeah, looks a little tricky out there. Obviously, they're going to be a bit apprehensive of feeling the small downpour, even if it's not affecting their grip levels. But you can see the odd purple sector here and there, and obviously, as you just mentioned, Abayo did just go quickest.
Saunders and Carbonite also improving. Hutchinson not improving on this lap.
Seeing a lot of yellows though.
Ola gets to 8th, still behind Livingston, and yeah, Hutchinson knew that was not going to be improvement. He's still second place for now.
Pro times.
Yeah, that is everyone done in the Pro-Ams. De Molenaar and Eaton did not get times in. But I don't think either of them even tried to set times. I'm not sure what's going on there. I think De Molenaar may have had a quali ban. But yeah, not sure what's going on with the Scottish driver, Warren Eaton.
This is 5 sectors, this track, right?
Yes.
keep an eye on those sector times.
So everyone trying to get the draft on one another, it looks like. I think it might be Pierre Ubithu who's at the... No, it's not actually. Lucas Tailman, I believe, is at the front. But it's like a few Delatraz cars near the front. A little bit of spots on the windshield.
No, there's spray.
There is spray, gosh.
It is over.
Blimey. Yeah, but where's...
Obviously, I am seeing spray there. It's not full spray, but...
What are the sector times like? They're good. The sector times are very good.
It's obviously
like
just
purple.
keeping the tyres cold. But there's going to be a few spots where they've got to use the curbs, like Parabolic. It's not called Parabolic anymore, but...
Alboreto.
Yeah, they're just going to be careful of paint and just general traction levels. Doesn't sound like it's super easy.
I mean, and this is one of the things that iRacing think need to work on in terms of there shouldn't be spray right now, right? Like,
I don't think there could be spray because there's been cars always out on track, right? And we've only seen a little bit of drizzle.
I think it's mainly the graphic side that they could improve on. And yeah, it looks wetter than what it is because these are still good times being set. Watch out for the pros to suddenly get near the top. I'm not sure if anyone will beat a bio straight away, but they're going to come very, very close.
It is boring, though.
I mean, it looks like it's getting heavier. Yeah.
Oh, see that paint line with the wet. This is soon going to become very, very low traction.
Oh, the times did fall off as the lap went on. And maybe that's it. That could be it. If the rain keeps pouring. Here is Pierre Ubithu. I think he bailed his lap. Pierre Ubithu, or maybe I'm getting confused. I thought he bailed his lap. Yeah, so he's not even set. This isn't even a time for Ubithu. He might be one of the drivers who loses out big time if the rain does not stop. But at the moment, Sergio Abaye is on provisional pole and would be our second Pro-Am driver to be on pole this season. Danny Nier was the driver who did the best of anyone in the pros, but championship leader Anders Meyer down in 15th place. And second place in championship, Chris van der Nesse didn't even set a time yet. Now on his first flying lap.
This is brilliant. You're going to hear the one comment from the pros like, next year we go first.
Is everyone back in the pits? I think everyone's gone back to the pits pretty much, apart from the drivers who haven't set times yet. They're soldiering on, they have to, but...
I don't think of the Merc as a wet car, but, I mean, Abayo put that fastest lap in when it started to drop, and then Danny Neo put that in when all the pros were... I mean, I bought a second behind him. It's remarkable. Chris van der Nesse really he didn't even get a lap in, whereas Anders Meyer put in a P15, Eric Rousseff P19, so yeah. Van der Nesse really needs to utilize the good traction portion, the wet. Let's see.
Yeah, I did see one of the Porsche drivers wishing for a rain, but need to take advantage of it. Just comparing the sector times that they had. So yeah, so Neo's first sector on his lap was really good. He was fastest of anyone. But then he lost 3 tenths in the second sector, 2 tenths in the third sector, a 10th in the fourth sector, and a 10th in the fifth sector. So the lap started off dry enough for them, but it fell away as the lap went on.
Aaron Broderick in chat asking, it's a dry race, question mark? I mean, we don't know with the iRacing Tempest system.
It should be dry.
Yeah, there was a 13% chance of rain for the race. Qualifying started bone dry. And then once the Pro-Ams were about halfway through their session, there was some drizzle. And it looked like it was going to pass until the pros come out, and I saw Sam press a button I've never seen him press before. And then the heavens opened.
I've got a beta feature from iRacing, which gives me some sprinklers.
So, yeah, I mean, we don't control the weather on this league. It is in the hands of Tempest. Sam doesn't control anything.
So is anyone doing any decent laps out there? No improvements at the moment. But I think they all went back to the pits and then are coming back out again.
There's not a lot the pros can do. I mean, if they park it and wait for it to dry, then it won't dry. The best way to dry the track is to run laps. So
yeah,
if the pros want to work together, they need to hope it stops raining in the next 2 minutes. Like, there's so much spray already.
Yeah.
They're never going to touch the Pro-Am times.
Anders Meyer on this lap, half a second down in the first sector compared to what he needs.
Yeah.
So the track is still slow.
Look at the grip levels. So the pros are in, yeah, the pros are in Paintown. Their priority right now, well, Danny Neo's pulled off a miracle here because it's reverse grid on the second race. So he's looking like he's going to secure himself 2 lots of good points here, whereas the next closest, what Anders Meyer, P15, his job in priority is just making sure he finds himself in that top 10. Otherwise, he has it all to do twice.
How is the Ford nowadays in the rain since the new build? Is it a bit more competitive?
I still thoroughly dislike the Ford and Merc in the rain. Everyone tells me it's improved, and I hear this comment, and I get posted screenshots of iRacing tell me it's improved, and I always reply the same thing. I will be the judge of my own self if I think it's improved, and I don't. Yes, Merc is better in the slow speed corners in the dry, and the Merc overall is better to drive. Ford, sorry. But when it comes to the rain, is it better? I don't think is it better as a point of comparison. They're so bad compared to the Porsche, Audi, the Vet, even the new McLaren. I would never consider running them in the wet. So yeah, improved maybe, but I only do a lap and a half and I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm not doing this. Why? This is not fun. Can you make it work? Of course you can. Is it improved? Probably. Did I do enough laps to be bothered to test? No. Will I? Definitely not.
Well, if it is still the weaker car, then Anders Meyer will be very, very pleased that he's been able to pull that one out.
But I am talking about wets in the wet, right? These are dries in the wet.
It's very different, isn't it? Yeah.
Very different.
So, still not seeing any good sector times from drivers at the moment. Oh, there is Van der Nesse and Meyer, I think that may have been.
Yeah, they're just trying to put some heat in for one last Hail Mary. Like, they've got 1 lap left and they do not know what to do. They're probably wondering. I mean, I think Danny Neo went out there, did his outlap, nailed his first lap, everyone choked, and now they're trying to get a lap in. I think Danny Neo just did it.
Yeah.
First attempt. And if we put it in perspective to everybody, all the other pros, he is light years ahead. He's done a really good job. Yeah, we're just seeing yellow sectors everywhere.
Well, Tellman has 1 more lap. This will be it for Danny Neo. Oh, this is an outlap for him, so that's irrelevant for him. Of course, once we get to 32 minutes, that will be it. They won't be able to finish the lap that they start. And as Meyer coming to the end of a lap himself, but he's coming back to the pits. He was half a second to a second off in every sector. And yeah, what a mixed up grid. Got the top AM is ahead of the top pro. Sam and Andre Livingston, some qualifying to be up there in P7. And of course, we will need to wait, see what iRacing decides is the starting conditions for the race. Will there be any rain left? There is always a bit of an advancement of 10 to 15 minutes between qualifying and the race, and iRacing might simulate that and go, track's now bone dry, or maybe it will simulate that the rain has kept coming and it'll be even wetter than what it is.
Yeah, that's what's remarkable. I mean, like we saw with Aaron's comment, it's just Tempest has changed the game. We don't know. Like, we're sat here as unknowing as the drivers. It's brilliant. Adds a very nice dynamic. Okay, what can this be from...
that was Veal, wasn't it?
Yeah, Veal, and then we got Van der
Van der Nesse could get an... Well, I was going to say he could get an improvement. He's not saying any personal best sectors, because he's got a lot of room for improvement. He did not set a good first lap, and that was the only chance he got, and he's still 1.5 seconds slower than his
That was
best.
brilliant. The way the car disappears, usually the car disappears, that's fine, but then the spray dropping,
Well,
that's brilliant.
It was Back to the Future
Yeah.
style, wasn't it?
That was brilliant.
So yeah, that is qualifying, and one of the best qualifyings of the season, I would say, and it's totally mixed up the grid, and we wait to see what the conditions are like when it comes to the race. But it is going to be Sergio Abaye on pole position for the first time in the series. We had David Moller on pole back at Nürburgring in the wet, and it's once again a Pro-Am taking advantage of a saturated circuit. Mark Hutchinson lines up in second place, and it's Robin Vist, Andrew Fairley, Nikolai Agard, Tim Perry, and Simon Andre Livingston. Livingston, the top AM driver. Then it's Mola, Neo, who's top of the pros, Saunders, Udod, Carbonari, Fowler, Schwab, Meyer, championship leader, of course, Adam Hedgecock. That is not the 9th row of the grid that I anticipated, 8th row of the grid. Then it is Stephen Campius in 17th, Lucas Tellman, Eric Rosseth, David Schilling, Eric Trosch, Mario Schlosser, Alexis Veal, Chris van den Nesse, Joel Kleinecht, Michael Hooper, Pierre Ubithu, Mauro de Molina. You'll be frustrated he had a qualifying ban. I think de Molina would have been right up there. Rowan Eaton in 29th and Aaron Broderick in 30th. I've only just really thought about that, but yeah, it must be absolutely awful for, you know, if you've got a qualifying ban as a Pro-Am and you see what's just happened. I mean, they're the types of qualifying sessions that you want to be involved in more than any other.
Yes, indeed. It's nice to see Aaron Broderick made it at the last minute, the 9th hour. I got him in.
Good.
He asked if it was too late. I was like, I don't know, Joey. Just see if it.
Well, yeah, drivers can join any time during qualifying. So
Right, perfect.
But yeah, now it would be too late.
Especially on a heat, I don't think you can. It literally locks out the session. I think it's always been the iRacing way.
It locks it, yeah.
Right, is a Porsche on pole? No, sorry, that's the safety car.
So
He wasn't tempted to pick the truck. You can pick it now.
You can pick, and for we host a championship for Mercedes as well, and that we deliberately don't use the Porsche obviously for that, and we use the saloon car.
Nice.
For that one. Here is a bit of spray. There's still a bit of spray.
There is, yeah.
So, well, yeah, turn one can be tricky, and this isn't going to make it any easier. But dare I say, maybe a bit of caution will be used by the drivers, one would hope. And they will realise we don't have the same grip as normal, and that means that we should leave some more margin for error.
That's going to age really well, what you just said. We'll see in about 15 seconds.
How aggressive will the pros be, you wonder?
Yeah, they need to be. That's the problem. They do need to be. They've got a mission on their hands, especially some of them.
So, race one of the evening is about to get underway. Sergio Abaye from the pole position for the first time, and away we launch for a 25 minutes race one. Abaye leads them away, and you can see the spray. There's no rain, it seems like. It will be drying out, but for now the drivers have got to deal with this turn one. Will they hit that little line in the middle of the circuit as well? That could be treacherous as they break for the first corner. Abaye seems to have got away very cleanly. A bit of 3 wide, just on the outskirts of the top 10, it looked like. And it is a good start for David Moller. He's up a place. Livingston down 1. Tellman with a good start.
Yeah, Tellman up 3. Yeah, David Muller up to P7.
But top 6 all in the same order as they started.
And top 7 are all Pro-Ams. Love to see it.
Well, let's see if there's any collisions down into this next one. Danny Neo.
Dare I say this will secure Abaye's championship, right? We never expected him to win the overall.
Well, he probably won't win it tonight, but it would, yeah, you would have a hand on and a half on it should it end like this.
Because it's Agard, right? Because obviously Agard's also scoring big points at the moment. But obviously he's going to be more hunted by the pros if you give him time. Danny Neo's already up to P9.
That's, is that Veal on our outside and being forced out? No, that was Schlosser, sorry.
Very slow Ferrari there.
And here comes Kleinecht with a very good run.
Right, 2 wide in Ascari with spray. We're in the best seats, I think. Oh, they're letting each other go. Okay, it makes sense, because they really don't know the offline grip level in the wet. Well, not wet, but It's not high traction. Look, they're abusing all the curves, but they're just hoping, right, that they're not too wet. You never know. You're only going to know when you find out.
Yeah.
Because you was right to point out the white line. It did look like it was fine traction levels on it, but it might not have been.
Still some more rain coming. I thought the rain had stopped, but
remember they're in a draft. It might all be spray.
It could be spray. It could be spray.
I've thought that plenty of times.
So if Neo's going to beat the rest of the pros, if he's going to win this race, he's got to make up some moves quickly. He has stayed in the same place as he started. He needs to get past Livingston quickly, and that is what he's going to try to do. He's late on the brakes, and will Livingston fight this one too much? He's got second place in the championship to fight himself, and he is past. That's good work there from Neo, and he's still got a few cars between him and the nearest pro, Anders Meyer.
Yeah, Anders Meyer up 3, Lucas Taumann up 4, David Schlien up 3.
Oh, this is going very tight here. Van der Nesse trying to make up some places, but it's 3 wide, I think. Josh just edging ahead.
Oof. Van der Nesse's not giving an inch, and it looks like he might actually get this done. Nope. Porsche just didn't have the straight line grunt.
And it's so tricky for these pro drivers. Yes, they want to make up positions, but they're trying to make up positions on other pros.
Well survived.
Was that Veal off the circuit? Gets overtaken by his teammate.
Yeah, it was Veal and Van der Nesse, or his teammate, sorry. I'm not sure which one. It was Van der Nesse.
Who is now moving back ahead. He had previously lost a position to Josh, but he's not got it round, and he's now going to be in the wall. And our second place in the championship, well, any hopes of the championship are surely gone for him now. He is going to need to return to the pits for repairs.
Yeah, we'll get a replay of that, but I don't know, that plus his qualifying result, it looks like he is having a hard time in the lower traction levels.
Abayo storming away now. 6/10 faster that last lap.
Yeah, you love to see it. He's got no spray for one. Yeah, I think Van der Nesse's set just, maybe his set was just hyper low downforce to make sure, you know, secure defending, and he just didn't adapt it to the slightly wetter conditions. I don't know. It's just, you know, he blew his qualifying, and then it looked like a self-mistake, which is the two things we don't usually see from Chris.
Carbonari has got past Livingston pretty much the exact same way that Neo was able to get past the Norwegian on the previous lap. He is trying to fight back now, but he's not going to get any success around there. And Neo also passed Tim Perry, so Neo now 5.5 seconds back. Neo's actually got a slowdown there. You can just see him on the inside. Lap 3 of the race won't cost him as much as it would have done earlier on in the event, but that has undone some of his work and cost him another 1.2 seconds, and it's looking very unlikely now that a pro will win this race. It's almost certain that it will be one of our top 5 as it stands.
Aaron Broderick up 5 positions. Is Livingston also going to move out the way from Myers as they swap positions? Sorry, as they swap positions. I was wondering if Livingston was not going to fight.
He's been sensible when it comes to this fighting. Barely's just got past Vist. Vist was looking very quick before, but I think they're all getting stuck behind Hutchinson. Oh, and that's round. That is round and into the wall. Robin Vist, who had a very good shot at a podium and maybe even chasing down the race leader, but he has broken his rear suspension, and I'm doubting he'll even get that back to the pits.
Yeah, we need to see a replay of that, but it did look like it was on the Audi tracking out, but that might have just been the camera angle we had available at the time. But yeah, we'll take a look and cast our quick judgment on that.
Neo back ahead of Perry. Second time that he made that move in the space of a lap. He's now got some
replays coming in.
Push into.
So this is the start. Great start from Neo there, and he gets to take a nice comfortable line without having to stare in his mirrors. I mean, he's still going to glance because, well, if anything goes wrong behind you, want to see if you can avoid it.
Good defense from Hutchinson down there.
Well,
Was 3 wide for a moment. Livingston on the outside.
It was good defence from Hutchinson because it worked. I'm not sure I like the early turn-in technique, because if the guy there has committed to the braking point, then there's nothing you can do apart from get hit. Oh, so Klein it was Kleiner that just took way too much curve, and that is what happened to Veal early on then.
And then I think that was Ubithi who managed to get through as well. And then SA here.
Oh,
So he was alongside Trosh, and then just made the tiniest bit of contact and then got hit on the rear as well. Trosh did squeeze him a bit there, but it's a very narrow corner.
yeah. Yep. 7 minutes in, lots of position shuffled, but we expected this with the pros being so far back. Brilliant run from Danny Neo. Quali and up 3. Anders Meyer up 6 into P9. Eric Rousseff, P15 up 4.
And of course we have a reverse grid coming up for race 2, 10 cars. So
that's what the pros are chasing, yeah.
Yeah, if you're in 10th place, currently Carb and I would be on pole for race 2, Telman. Meanwhile, we'll start in 11th.
Eric Rousseff just got Artem Udod.
And Pierre Ubithi going past Adam Hedgecock.
Yeah, the Audi's going to be really slow.
Rowan Eaton, who did not do qualifying. I'm not entirely sure why Rowan didn't. He's been having to catch up since. Andrew Fairley has gone off the circuit for a moment. He's
might have a slowdown.
In a big battle with David Mulder. Looks like Mulder has overtaken Fairley there and moved into 4th place.
Doesn't seem to have a slowdown to serve.
Race leader, by the way, 3.5 seconds clear.
Yeah.
Mark Hutchinson is like, there are drivers who are matching a bio out there, but one of them is not Mark Hutchinson.
Who was the driver? Was it a bio? No, who was the driver?
Oh, that's a move.
Yeah, this is...
Whoa. Great fighting. Hutchinson somehow staying ahead.
Who was the guy who was leading Hockenheim by a chunky margin? We didn't expect him to be leading, and they blew it on the last lap self-spin.
There was Udod who was 3rd. I think you probably think.
Yeah. Am in 3rd, that was it. Okay, we got a replay from Parapet. Oh, this is the Audi seat.
I think it's...
The vet's allowed to exist. He's not fighting for the apex, right? As long as he leaves a... I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
That's a really close one. Usually you can call it one way or another, but...
Yeah, I mean, end of the day, the Audi tracked out, but the vet... I want to say that the vet wasn't alongside, but it's not like he was fighting for the apex anyway. Like, he's not... We're not talking about that, right? He was on the outside. So, yeah, racing incident, but... I mean, the Audi tracked out into another car, so that's...
Change for 2nd position. Agard has got past Hutchinson, finally. And now Mulder's got past Hutchinson as well. He seemingly is having a few issues out there. I think Neo might get him as well. It's all changed.
Can Roderick get this done?
Roderick is going to get past Hedgecock meanwhile.
This will be up 7. There we go, up 7 positions. And the guy in front of him, Rowan Eaton, also up 7. Adam Hedgecock down 8.
And this is the fight now that we're seeing for 2nd position. So Mulder has gone up 3 places in the space of a lap and a bit. Managed to gain 2 places at the De La Roja earlier on in the lap, but Agard wants to get one of those places back. He cannot, though. And you can see Danny Nero in that Walk Racing purple and black livery right in amongst these drivers now. 6 seconds to the lead as well.
Yeah, Danny Nero's having a great race here.
Hutchinson's going to come back here against Agard. Looked like he was much slower than Agard.
Oh, no.
Another bit of glue.
Yeah.
Hutchinson round, and they all scamper around him.
He can't go anywhere.
No.
He's got no visibility. Yeah, reverse is the best option, but it's wet sand, so it's going to take him a little while. Same as we saw. The inside guy tracked out into the outside guy. Looks like it's pretty tough out there in the grip levels we're seeing. Danny Nero getting it done. Nicely done. little dab with the throttle to send him around the outside and clear any inside car contact.
Anders Meyer may have had a small issue because he's now behind Tailman. Tailman's gone up 4 places in a lap. Well, now, of course, would have been the spinning Bandanese.
Whoa!
And he's just cut across Reece Saunders there. He needs to keep his head because 8th place would be a fantastic place to finish because of the good position he had given for race 2. And now he's trying to hold off Matteo Carbonari.
Yeah. Lucas Taumann up 11. I think we've said this before about him in the wet.
Well, yeah, it was the same at Nürburgring, wasn't he? He started from, I think, 30th.
It was in a different postcode. To be honest, he got involved in a penalty, but if you look at the underlying reason, he was too fast.
Yeah.
The other drivers, it was his fault, but he was so quick, he was getting tangled up in things.
Josh Kleinex also gaining places.
Unfortunately, the stewards don't consider that. You're not allowed to just be Max Verstappen and, sorry, you're going to have to lift around them, mate.
Eric Rosseth with the fastest lap of the race that last time round, down in 11th position. Sergio Vai having the easiest drive of his life. He's
7 seconds.
He's had to fight for 15th position finishes harder than what he's had to fight for this race win. There's no stopping. Now Mola, I think, might match him to the end of the race. Even on that last lap, though, Mola 8/10 slower. Rosseth probably not wanting to overtake his teammate. Staying behind Anders Meyer. There goes a big send. Is that Schilling? And he's pulled that one off as long as he hasn't cut the chicane too much. And catching Carbonari a little bit napping there, who's had a rough couple of laps, was up in the top 10.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was from Carbonari. I'm not sure. That send looked like it wasn't going to be on or accessible, but the Porsche seemed to just... Not sure.
So it's now Rosseth on reverse grid pole. Sure, they'll gain a few more places. We're only just gone over halfway into this race 1.
Yeah, but Myers is not going to want him to... Meyer wants them to get one more. Oh, no, they're both in top 10, of course. Meyer and Seth, 9 and 10, okay.
Can confirm that there is a 0% chance of rain to the end of the event. So
And there is probably quite a time jump between the heats as well, so it'll probably be bone dry.
It'll probably be bone dry for race 2, yeah. 19.5 degrees track temperature. Welcome Matty in chat. And Andrew. And of course Aaron out there racing at the moment.
Here's some more replays coming in. So this was Aaron Brod... Oh, no, it wasn't.
What
this was a great battle, wasn't it? This was my favourite battle so far, because it looked from the camera like they were going in too deep and too late.
Ah, so this is what was happening then between Agard and Hutchinson.
Oh.
And they both muddle on through, and there goes Mola on the inside and manages to get them both.
And this is where it ends for Hutchinson, though. Gets glued onto the Audi, completely loses it. Yeah, this...
Ricochets in the end, got a hit from Neo as well on the inside. I think it was Meyer who had to run wide to avoid.
Yeah, like I say, it's probably a race. I'm not a steward, but I mean, you could... This is Tim. Oh, excellent avoid from Tim there.
Broderick, you may have seen in the live pictures, had an incident during that period as well.
That's a shame.
Oh, contact! Reece Saunders round, and he's recollected Carbonari. Josh, I think, had to go on the gravel as well.
We need to look at that.
I'm not sure if Reece held the brakes. Carbonari at his home circuit, gonna have to tow.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That did look like it was the fault of one of the other Fords that hit. I think it was. We need to. I need to have a proper look, because we saw it live. Yeah, shame for Aaron. Broderick, he was doing well.
Looks like Livingston, I think, has picked up damage from that as well. There goes Livingston straight on. That is a big shame. He was leader of the AMS for the whole race after brilliant qualifying, but he's got significant damage. Has someone just gone in the wall? They have 2 drivers in the wall.
Oh, it's
Camphius and Schwab
Yellow's breed, Yellow's in road, and
Oh no! Dear me.
wait, sorry, the Porsche had slowed. The Ford, I can't even describe what the Ford did. He overreacted a little bit. A little bit.
Well, he had to avoid
A little
it, but
bit.
there was a Porsche, unfortunately.
Flat throttle.
Vanessa in with another crash.
That was a flat throttle, Academy Award-winning Dodge. Tom Cruise would be proud. The poor Porsche had slowed. Was like, okay, I'm fine. I don't think I'll be hit by a car 8 seconds behind me who can see this coming up. I'm sorry, but that was madness. Absolute. Oh my god. Right, I'm composed. That poor Porsche. But yeah, it was a clean race up to the last couple of minutes.
Livingston back out of the pits after his repairs. Also, B. Saunders had to get repairs. He was the one who arguably catalysed it all. It was him and Rosseth who collided, and then it all kicked off after that.
Yeah, we need to see for our pass. It looked like it was on Rosseth from the live, but we'll look at the replay.
UDOD now leader of the AMS. Not for the first time this season. Does look like our top 10 reverse, though, is set 6 seconds between Schilling and UDOD.
Hello to Thomas in chat. I hope you're well. Just ignore yellows, Thomas says. Yeah, that's fine, but don't also ignore yellow Porsches. That's my point. There was a blatant, massive yellow Porsche there. I have never seen anything like that in my life. Oh,
we've got Obiti now in the wall.
Let's see what happened there. I think he's just dropped that on the paint on the outside.
Looks like he'll be able to continue to the end, though. Even if he's got a meat bar at this point, may as well just continue. I don't think you'd get DQ'd in time. Got Seth with another fastest lap. Seth is flying along in P9. I mean, we might see them guys get a podium by the end of this race. They've got some work to do, but if these guys collide, that would help. Andrew Fairley barely ahead of Lucas Tailman.
Yeah. Tailman's looking for that 13th position gained.
The podium might be set. I'm not sure if Tailman will be able to catch up to Mola, but 4th down to 10th could go any which way.
Yeah, great. It's been a really impressive drive from Danny Neo. Quali included. Yeah, he's had a... Obviously, we cannot forget a bio, you know, end of the day. Maximising everything. But you could say the same about Danny Neo because he had to maximise it. He had to maximise his Q in the rain, and he certainly did that. But yeah, sorry for Abayo. Abayo's doing a Verstappen. You're just getting no broadcast time and you're not getting spoke about.
Yeah, yeah.
That's your fault for leading by so far.
Yeah. How long do you think we'll be saying that's a Verstappen? How many months of non-dominance do we need?
It is amazing when like Verstappen won his 2nd title and people were getting tired of the dominance. And everyone was like, wait, we've just got out of the era of Hamilton. Let us have this for a minute. Give us a minute. Oy, oy.
I mean, people are bored of Norris dominance. People having a go at him. Kleinecht past UDOD. UDOD does seem to be struggling a bit out there. Albeit just set his past slap, to be fair. So
Alright.
here's some carnage.
Here's all the replays.
Oh, so great.
Oh.
Hits.
Well, I think
car.
the Ford lost it and he tries
Yeah.
to slow and... Yeah, I think the Ford loses it here. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's on the brakes, to be fair, as well, Frederick, but there's nothing you can do.
Nope.
So
That's
Saunders just turned in a bit too much, I think.
What? Hold on.
was
Wait,
that?
what? He was there.
Well, we're settled alongside.
Hold on. Hold on.
So that was Livingston going straight on, and then is it going to be his rejoin?
Nope.
No, it's not.
They're both just still...
Use the Porsche underneath. He just...
So look, this...
And then this is some... Well, you know what? Hot take. I'm going to put some of the blame on Van der Nesse there. Because Van der Nesse has yellow flags here, and yet he's going for the move on the Ford.
Okay, yeah, it could have... Granted, you couldn't see it, but yeah, okay. It didn't look as bad as the TV
you
cam.
need to trust the yellow flags.
But I wouldn't mind getting a top-down look at that Rennsport and the other move. Because you said alongside, but to me it looked like 14 millimeters.
Oh, but that's alongside.
No, sir. Sir, it's not.
No, but like, but if you're the outside car, so if you were the outside car in that scenario, would you turn in as?
It's my corner. If it's 14 mil, it's my corner.
Well, yeah, but you've just spun. So it doesn't really matter once you've spun and your race is ruined whose corner it was. You've spun.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. See if we can get just a top-down view. But yeah, maybe maybe I'm seeing it different.
Mulder then only with a slight gap. He has been starting to be caught by Agard. He's been pushed along by Fairley. Tailman still can't get past Fairley.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the Audi's not the car I'd want to be in, and Ferrari, Macca, and Vet are the three I would want to be in. So yeah, Tailman's going to have to work for this. I mean, he will get it done. He is, you know, he's a very good overtaker.
And of course, behind them, Perry having a very good race. You can always rely on Tim Perry maximising a result. And then Anders Meyer, Eric Resseth, and David Schilling. Those bottom three haven't really moved about. In fact, there hasn't been a whole lot of movement amongst this pack, but they're just getting closer and closer to one another, and you can't help but feel like something is going to ignite before the end of this race. Albeit, we only have one more lap to go after this one.
Oh, good point. Just in the clock.
Oh, that's a move.
Yeah.
Contact between the two of them, and Tailman loses out.
It looks a little desperate from Tailman. It looked a little late, a little half-assed, a little over the curb, a little scruffy. So I don't think there's anything in that.
Well, that is great news for Mola, Agard, Fairley. They all get a respite. And of course, Perry and Mai were able to gain positions, and Resseth might fancy his chances as well. Might have better straight line speed.
Yeah, he's going to need his teammate to move at the same time he does. Almost a 3, 2, 1, change lanes.
Is he
no, he's
pushing
him? Yeah, he's pushing. Yep.
Well, they are all a train now. From 4th position, 3rd position even, down to 9th. Agard continuing to catch up to Mola, but I think he's just going to run out of time. Good late pace for Agard. There goes the move from Michael Huber. He's done well to get up to 14th. He started this race down in 26th.
Okay, one last look at that. Oh, here's no... Okay. I mean, yeah, it's tough. I really don't know how to call that, because unless I couldn't see what's happened, yeah, there's a yellow. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as it looked, though. So what I said about the Ford originally is definitely not on.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. The first TV cam looked like the Ford just... But yeah, so it's the problem with far zoomed out TV cams. They can really mess with your distance perspective.
It's going to come down to the wire for the final spot on the podium, but there is no question about who is going to win this race, and it will be his first ever race win as well in Apex Racing League GT3 trophy, at least in the overall standings. Our champion-elect, really, in the Pro-Am category, but he's going to get a first overall race victory. Sergio Baye wins out. Danny Neo is going to win in the Pros and make it a Spanish 1-2. And David Mola will hold on. I don't think he would have held on for another lap. But fortunately for him, that is it for the race. 15 laps we got in. And Mola, the ATRT, takes the final spot on the podium.
Artem Udor's wing looks a little bent. Yeah, great race. Well deserved from Bio. Great comeback from Danny Neo. Yeah, really good job. Tailman's fight back didn't finish all the way. He still ended up 10 positions up and ahead of, you know, Resseth and stuff, but it just not the result he would have wanted after the work he put in. Gonna see a lot. Oh no, these are celebrating. That's Neo in
they
a
are
way.
teammates. I said it was a Spanish 1-2, but we should also say it's a Walk Racing Esports 1-2 as well.
Oh yeah, good point.
And a Mercedes 1-2.
Yeah, that's great. A winning Well, no, you can't call it a winning pro, can you? I know we get. Well, I know when we say the pro-ams win and when the AMs win, but that isn't a win in pro, is it? To win in pro, you have to win the overall. You know what I'm trying to say? He's not the highest finishing pro, so that means he won.
I would say Neo has won the pros. Right?
No. I don't think it works the other way up.
Sure. But yeah, really good performance from those guys. Congratulations to them on that result. And yeah, I mean, how good is Rain, right? Like, that was a fun race. Didn't seem to make much of a difference to the grip levels in the early stages, or do you think that the drivers just compensated for it well? Because I mean, you were saying that it was going to be chaos on lap 1. Everyone was anticipating. I had faith in the drivers, and they proved me right.
Correct. Yeah, it did seem like the grip levels were there. I think they were just a bit concerned about the offline grip levels and the curbs, the painted lines. That was stuff they were having to learn. I mean, how many times did we see the exit of Parabolica and the exit of the first Lesmo, where there was the contacts, but that was mostly probably caused by the inside guy just not having the traction he had anticipated, causing a lot of those contacts.
Well, we can look at the final results. Here they are, Bio winning out 8.3 seconds over his teammates. That was all built really in the first half of the race, Neo managing to progress from P9 on the grid to P2. And then it was a run of Pro-Ams. The Pro-Ams really held on to their positions, while Maya didn't make a whole lot of progress in the closing stages, maybe feeling like it wasn't too necessary with the championship on the line. And of course, better qualifying, starting position, for race 2. It will be Schilling on pole position for race 2. UDOD managed to win out of the Amsbert, so credit as well to Russ Fowler and Adam Hedgecock. Both had good pace despite the tricky conditions and all the action going on around them. Of course, there is still the VRS summer sale going on at the moment, and of course, if you go over to apexracingsim.com, you can check out the products which we have on offer over there, and of course their wheel rim and their wheelbase currently being discounted, along with bundles as well, which have discounts on them when you get their pedals as well. So do check out apexracingsim.com in order to order your VRS products. And a big thanks to them for sponsoring the series as well. But looking ahead to race 2, of course, with some of those pros near the front of the order for this race, so I think it's Schilling on the pole position. How do you fancy his chances, David Schilling?
Yeah, they're going to be strong. We are going to see a lot of shifting positions. We're going to see the Fords and the Mercs come in, I think. And obviously, you can't count out Talman in the Audi. He's going to work hard. I don't think anyone outside the top 10. I think it's going to be now much more difficult outside the top 10 to make those big gains, but I'd like to see him prove me wrong. It's going to make some good racing, I think.
If I recall correctly, Schilling was on pole in the last race 2 that we had back at Hockenheim, and he managed to just dominate. Obviously, there was that big pile up on race 1 on that day, which very much assisted him on that route. But if he can repeat that again, it would be another race victory for him. We will be going to the race in a few moments' time. We've got about 30 more seconds of warm-up for the drivers to get used to. Potentially the drying track temperature as well going up. It's up to 23.5 degrees Celsius and might increase a little bit further than that as well. Whilst we have this slight break though, I will also give another shout out to Apex Racing League Prototypes, and the ARL Prototype Championship will be the newest studio broadcast on Apex Racing TV. That's starting up in a couple of weeks' time. It's on a Thursday night, and it's in GTP and LMP2 cars. Pro and AM categories in both. So do check out apexracingleague.com in order to get yourself signed up for the series.
Well said.
And I think that is it for warm-up. So the drivers will start to grid up, and yes, we will have our 30 minutes race 2 coming up, worth the same amount of points as race 1, and so plenty to play for coming up. And here it is. David Schilling on that pole, ahead of Rosseth, Tillman, Meyer, Perry, Fairley, Agard, Mola, Neo, and Abayo. The rest of the order will be the same as the race 1 results.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting race. Obviously, Eric is going to be pushing for that race win, especially at the start. He's got an opportunity being on the front row. We can't rule out Talman, Anders Meyer, obviously Rosseth's teammate. And Fairley had a really strong race. He would look like he was very tricky to overtake in that last one. But then obviously we cannot rule out Danny Neo and Abayo, who are floating on a cloud right now. They must be pretty happy and proud, and they're obviously starting in P9 and 10.
Yeah, I think they will be very happy with how the evening's going. But of course, still need to consider the championship implications. If he does have a bad race today and then an awful race, it would truly need to be, you know, one of the worst races of his life next time out in order to deny him the championship. But still, more points for him that he needs to accumulate in order to clinch that one against Nikolai Agard, who's not having a bad evening himself, as the pace car pulls them away, and any residue on the circuit has truly gone now. It looks like this is a bone-dry circuit.
Yes, indeed. So we've got Ford 1, 2, and 3 for this reverse grid.
Yep, followed by an Audi, and Corvette, and a few more Audis. There was a Merc 1-2, of course, in race 1. And of course, watch out for some of the drivers out of position. Chris van der Nesse down there in 24th place. Simon Andre Livingston is a AM driver. He's down in 25th. But he's had really good pace so far tonight, so watch out for him. Matteo Carbonari landing up in 29th position. He had a qualifying ban earlier on in the season, so he knows what it's like to have to start from the back of the grid. So he should have some experience on how to move his way through. And there's still plenty of other drivers, plenty of other pro drivers who were messed up because of the rainy qualifying session, who will be looking to gain positions right from the get-go. Here we go then for race 2. David Schilling looking to convert another race 2 pole position into a race 2 win. And we launch away now for the 30-minute race. And Schilling leading us away. Mai with a good start to already get past Tellman. The Delachaz car just being caught out slightly there, and Mai even looking to maybe launch an attack at his teammate Rousset as well. There goes Tellman, late on the brakes though on the outside. He might be able to recover that third position. Behind them they've got the Tech Sport Academy driver of Fairley getting past Perry, and also I think Schilling making a mistake at the chicane, and Eric Rousset taking the lead, and Schilling picked up a slowdown, it looks like.
Oh yeah, he is dropping hard. He's going to drop behind Tallman. He may drop behind Fairley here. Yep, he will.
And that's and he's cut that one as well quite significantly. I hope he hasn't cut it too much.
I think he towed off the track as well. Oof, yeah, we'll get a replay of what happened there, but I mean, he had the gap, right?
He's off the circuit again, still having to serve it. Down, oh, and that's going to be off the circuit. Oh, that could have been so much worse. Round is Udall in the background. AM race winner and AM championship leader.
Danny Neo looking to go around the outside here. He's going to need to be nice and late on the brakes. The Audi's fighting it. This is going to be a fun one to watch. Oy. In the end, quite dangerous. But Danny Neo will get it done now.
Ah, here comes Hooper. Is that Hooper? No, it's Klein next to it. Oh, and Round in the background. That's a big hit for Hedgecock and co, and that's going to take a few more as well.
Yeah, we'll get a replay.
Livingston, Hedgecock, all involved.
Yeah, we need to get a replay of that. That happened way too fast for us to calculate what on earth was going on there.
So Rousset and Meyer potentially being able to lock out this race now. Meyer able to clear Tellman, Rousset able to clear Schilling, albeit with a big hand from Schilling.
I think that Porsche's pulled out into fresh air and is going to lose to both these now. Yep. Yeah. It's tough. The draft is fast. He might be able to... No, I think the Audi's going to get this done. Oh no, the Audi's tracked out really far. That's going to cost him. It's going to cost him. It's going to cost him. Yeah.
Just able to cover it.
Yeah, he just didn't keep it tight enough.
He might come back. There goes Josh as that. And he's been able to make it round there. And there goes Neo.
Yeah, lovely move from Neo there.
Racing line and just storming past Agard. He's had a tricky start to this race, down 3 places. He had a lot of pros sat right behind him on the race start, so it was always going to be tricky for him to hold on to those positions.
Yeah, this is going to be good for the Racing Lab Esports powered by Ford guys. They're going to, whenever they get into this position where they control, they always, yeah, they do such a good job. And Anders Meyer's got that draft. He's not really going to be looking in his rearview mirror at an Audi.
Beal is off.
Oof.
For once, though, it doesn't seem to have.
No, he's completely
other
broken though. His car is driving diagonally. Forget the term.
Michael Hooper has got damage as well. I wonder if Hooper was involved in that.
Oh, Hutchinson got a run here. He's going to have to move over though. There you go.
Yeah, Hooper's got to get into the pits as well, so he needs to get from the left to the right side of the circuit. They break down into turn 1. Hutchinson's feeling like there might be an opportunity. A car is round in front of them. That's David Schilling.
Yeah, Schilling's having a nightmare. Down 16 at the moment, but I expect that to drop. Oh, lovely battle with Tim Perry and Sergio Abayo, is that?
Yeah, I think Abayo just got past Neo as well. I think that may have been choreographed. Seemingly the pro with more pace than the pro.
Look at that.
What can Neo do here?
That's how it's done. I like that.
And they both be able to get past, and what an awful couple of corners for Tim Perry. He's lost 4 places in a corner.
Yeah, it's tough. If you're gonna fight in a corner like that, you got to fight. If you, yeah.
And Tailman has passed Meyer.
Oh,
I think a mistake for Anders Meyer.
yeah. Let's have a look, or an opportunistic one. I can't think where that's happened.
I think it was down into a Ascari, or maybe on the run to Ascari. It must have been between, I think, Lesmo 2 and Ascari.
Vil served his. Well, he served a 1 minute 26 pit stop. Maybe he had to tow.
Yeah, I think that's the toe. Could be in for another move here. Danny Neo catching up to his teammate, of course. So I think it was choreographed between the two of them that Abai would go ahead, but Neo not leaving him alone.
Didn't think he was going to leave room there for the inside Audi for a split second there. Oh, a bit of netcode maybe? Good save.
That's a miracle save there.
Tyres on fire, but good save. See, we'll try and get a replay of what happened to Maya, if it was a move or a mistake. Danny Neo's back ahead of Abayo. If I didn't know any better from the data, Abayo and Neo are fighting, but let's see. Okay, some replays coming in. This is the start.
Great start from Maya. You can see he was immediately past the green Delachaz car of Tailman, who tried to fight back on the brake.
Oh!
Oh, so no, Schilling totally missed the corner, didn't he? And then he wasted some time going around the bollards.
Wait, why did he do the Formula 1 things? Yeah, I'd plough straight through the cones, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, that's what you meant to do, yeah.
Yeah. I've got no respect for the person that put those cones out. Do it again. Bosh. Oh! Udod getting turned there. Just clear. Oh! Ah. So Broderick in damage again.
Oh.
No. Oof is the correct term there.
So, I'm trying to figure out who any of this was. Hutchinson, maybe? It was one of the altitude cars. Maybe Saunders or Hedgecock. One of the 3. That's where an Eaton. Wow.
Lucky dude for flattening it.
Wow, I love that.
Oh, there you go. Alexis Veal on the Ford just way too quick there. Wrong line. Oh.
Yeah, I think Schilling not helped himself.
No. The car on the inside was definitely hugging the inside there.
Want a penny for his thoughts after the race he's had so far.
Hello to Alan in chat. Thomas saying it's always great to hear Sam and Soyd agree on every aspect of racing. We've agreed a few times.
Have we?
Don't remember, just thought it'd be nice to say.
Sure. Campus back in the pits, unfortunately. That was 24th now.
So you remember last week I commented about the Secure Esports logo, the Z.
Yeah.
I got a DM at the start of the Indy 6. There was a Secure team in the team. So we heard about your comment about the logo. Good luck in the race. And I was like, what do you mean, good luck in the race? Oh, Lydia. So, yes, I have much fear now. Every logo is good.
Sure. Is that your way of saying that that previous logo wasn't good? And is that what triggered the memory? No, I don't like this one. Oh, no, no, I can't say that.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Tillman not putting any pressure on Rosseth, really. Gap up to 1.5 seconds now between the top two. Looks like it might just be a battle for second and third.
Well, the draft's broken, so yeah, Mai's going to have every opportunity to pass him. The Audi is not quick in a straight, and the Ford is. And as I say, the Audi's got no draft, so yeah, I mean, this is on. He can definitely make this happen. And so we don't know what happened, how they ended up in the other order. Like you said, it must have been a mistake. Oh, we're hearing Anders Meyer, it seems, got to slow down in the second chicane, which is so easy to do. In practice, that's the one I got the most.
Chris van der Nesse up 12 places from his race start. Reece Saunders as well, actually up 12 places. So that altitude crash we saw earlier on definitely wasn't involving him. Schilling with another slowdown. And he's down to 17th. I'm surprised he's that high up, honestly, considering that spin that he had earlier on at the chicane. Maybe demonstrates that his pace is very good. Schwab alongside Vist. Where could Vist have been around tonight? He could have been a resident top 10 driver in this race because he was running up in third positions, fighting for the runners-up spot in race 1, but got involved in a collision at the Parabolica. And once you fall down at the start of race 1, it is very tricky to come back for the rest of the meeting.
Yep, 100%. Is he going to try and move around the outside here? Never the easiest of moves.
Oh,
no,
and
no,
they both
no.
missed the corner. And that's in the wall. Reece Saunders up 12 places, but they are leaking quickly now. Do you think that was a bit too much of a risky move there?
Outside of Ascari is very risky from behind. Like, you want to be half car ahead. Like, you want to be ahead and confident. 8 on the brakes, and you know, you need to be aggressive with them. You need to lean on their car. Like, you need to show them that. Yeah. So if you're less than half a car back and you're half-arsing on the brakes, then yeah, the outside is just going to cause carnage. You really got to go for it. But to be honest, it's better just to show, pull out, mess up their line for Ascari, and then get them on the way
Sure.
up to Parabolica and hook them up to T1, essentially. Not just this around the outside nonsense. That's very hard to pull off.
EO is back ahead of a bye then, so they seemingly voluntarily swapped positions earlier on in the race. Now they're swapped back, but whoever's ahead cannot pull away from the other, it seems.
Yeah, they've
very
traded quite a
even
few
actually.
times, yeah. Could be mistakes, and yeah, I'm not really sure.
It's working for them, up to 5th and 6th. I believe Abai would be the highest scoring driver tonight if the race ends like this.
Yeah, it was a great race. Great race from them both. Standouts, really. Well, you could have almost gave it to Talman, but it didn't end that way. Oof. Nearly. Joel Clennett nearly lost it back there.
And he might lose the position now because of it, because Tim Perry is much quicker. Now, Kleinik did start behind Perry and did overtake Perry, but that's now been undone.
A little loose on the exit there. Good run. Let's see. Eric Trosh up 2 positions.
Still using the wipers a bit. I think that's just to clear the rubber.
So neither race with a pit stop, right? There's no fuel restrictions.
Yeah, no pit stop needed.
Do you restrict the flow of fuel at all?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely unlimited for this.
Yeah. All right, replay's coming in. So this is what I meant by not a long... Oh.
I don't know whose fault that is. I think it's probably the outside car.
It is. Obviously, the Ford... Yeah, it's really hard to tell if he's hit before, because obviously it looks like the Ford doesn't turn in, but I think the contact comes way too early. I know I said the outside car needs to lean on the inside car, but like I also mentioned you need to be ahead, or at least, you know, having the run. You need to be having the right momentum, not from behind, because all you do in leaning on their rear quarter panel is they're not able to turn. And you really, really want them to turn. Like, it's in your best interest. But obviously, of all the things that iRacing lacks that we would love, I talk about leaning on cars, but I mean, that's the one thing we would like iRacing to work on for the next year or two, is we want to lean on cars. That's how motor racing works, and that's the one thing iRacers, we just don't go near each other. Especially like you see in turn 2, they're so scared of each other.
We'll be discussing the state of iRacing development briefly, but also development when it comes to Le Mans Ultimates and the Project Motor Racing game, which is coming out soon as well, along with other hardware news when it comes to sim racing on the late Apex, starting in about an hour. So do tune in on that. That'll be on Apex Racing TV straight after this. Got quite a bit of news. Last couple of weeks haven't been so busy, but this week we've got plenty to talk about. David Schilling probably passing Russ Fowler for the second time after various escapades or issues.
Yeah, let's not forget our pole sitter for the first race, so...
Yeah.
It all went wrong. Slow down, then finding it tricky to serve the slow down, 2 off tracks, and then ultimately getting turned. Well, turning himself, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way I was leaning on it.
Yeah. I mean, that Audi definitely was really close to the inside. And ahead.
Yeah.
Seth doing good. Maya P2, Talman P3, and they're fairly having a great 2 races. Yeah, I mean, call it rain, call it anything. I mean, he's having 2 fantastic races.
What do you think of the team name Tech Sports Academy?
I don't love the name Tech Sport, but
Sure.
I haven't had time to process it, especially with a lowercase s.
Sure.
Because now it's text, like it's a word.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'd like to hear the.
You're baiting me to get taken out in other races, aren't you?
No.
Yeah, I see what you're doing here. You're going to ask me about logos and team names. You know I'm always critical.
I think people really... I think people respect your opinion.
No,
David,
yeah, sure. You're just baiting me.
They really want to hear what you think about
No.
something.
It's tough with a name, right? When you hit a new name, a name that's just been invented, like Tech Sport is not a word.
Oh, yeah, because, you know, if it's something a bit like something else, we'll go, bit bland, isn't it?
Correct.
And then if it's something unusual, we'll say, what's that all about?
See the word lab? I like that.
I think Racing Lab is good, yeah.
Yeah, because lab invokes like scientists on precision, like it's a good, and it's a short word, and it's capitalized.
Sure.
You know, I like that. I don't like esports capital E though. I prefer lowercase e, capital S.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I'm a capital E guy. I converted to capital E a couple of years back. De Molina is back for Schilling. Schilling has overtaken and been overtaken. Oh, and that's a huge hit for Russ Fowler, who had actually been having a really good race meeting and a really good race 1, finished 2nd place out of the ARMS. And I can only hope that that BMW front end is fine. And it must be said, originally, it does look all right.
Looks like
There's been
Eaton-
another collision.
No, I think Eaton was hit, so he might have some lasting damage from that. We'll get a replay of that. I really want to see what happened there. Either one of the cars may have thought they were clear. The severity and the speed it happened, I think someone moved across, and I'm not sure. We'll see, but I do think Eaton has some damage.
Well, it's great news for Artem Udod after issues. Yeah, how is Udod back there? Udod was like crashed on lap 1, I think. And yet, he's back up to 14th place and leader of the amateurs. Quite incredible. Must have been a good 10 seconds off the amateur lead earlier on, but his pace and staying out of troubles mixing him up. Here comes a potential move. Eric Trosh looking for an overtake. Oh, Kleinecht is moving around a lot on the brakes. And Trosh will be thankful for that. He manages to get past Tim Perry for 8th. In fact, they're both past Perry recently. Perry was ahead of both of these cars, but they're both overtaken him in the last couple of laps.
Yep.
I think Karen Madari is asking your opinion on the team name Walk.
I actually do like the name Walk Racing Esports. I mentioned about the E, but to be honest, I've seen it both ways. I've actually named my team both ways a million times, but I've just settled on the lower E, capital S.
Sure.
I love their livery. And obviously, being part of Apex, I like their Merc choice. So, and I do like the livery. It's purple and it's very funky. So there you go. Not too critical.
Okay.
Not bad. I haven't seen their logo. It might be awful, but we'll get a look at their logo next time we look at their team.
So Chris van der Nesse might get P7 out of this. That's maybe ambitious. 10 minutes to go, but he can see 7th place. Only a couple of seconds up the road. First, he's got to pass Nikolai Agar, and this isn't necessarily the car you'd want to be if you're slipstreaming past drivers. And you can see here he's not gaining a whole lot. But it does seem to be quick in this race, to be fair, does van der Nesse.
Yeah, it's not easy when they're in the draft. It's not easy when they're in a draft train. But yeah, traction and being good on the brakes, and that's what the Porsche is, very good on the brakes. You know, car in front's got draft, there is no gains to be had there. What? Audi's gone deep.
Van der Nesse will feel like he can gain a place in all of this. He's almost crowded out.
Yeah, great idea, just nothing he could do. Alan suggesting E-Sports.
Oh, here's a move. Much better on the brakes. And he's clear. He always left a bit of space there, did van der Nesse, but Agard got out of that, and I think sensibly so. You can see the amount of time that they lost, though. Just with that little bit of fighting, got some catching up to do now. Van der Nesse over a second to gain.
Okay, some replays
This will be interesting. Oh, I think Hutchinson pitched himself round. I think he moved across.
Let's see.
I think it's Hutchinson's fault. I mean, the other car doesn't need to lift there.
No, he's committed to the outside and the BMW's on the other side. Just changed his lanes when he wasn't clear. I think he changed his lanes braking, to be honest. So I think he was clear, but I think he's tapped the brakes, moved across. End of the day, you just shouldn't change your line in the braking zone. Even if he was clear and changed right and cross, straight in front of his bumper, then press the brake, that's still a no-no in my book. Yeah, you can obviously change lines, but if you're going to change lines under braking or as you brake, then yeah.
Gap out in the lead, by the way, up to 2 seconds. So it was a poor lap for Anders Meyer that last time round. Lost 7/10 of a second to his teammate. So any ambitions he had of catching and passing are most likely over now. And looks like it's going to be another race win for Eric Rosseth.
Look at that esport pose.
Oh, I mean, it's brilliant.
It is, yeah.
I mean, if he had... I mean, the only thing he's missing to become a professional esports driver, Anders, is just a little bit of talent. And he'd be...
Excuse me?
But in terms of the poses, he's
What?
right there.
I'll let you race, Anders. Okay. He is a quick dude. Doesn't always pick the best car, but he's a quick dude.
Yeah, I mean, I did feel bad halfway through saying that.
Yeah, you should, yeah. Okay, so about 7 minutes left to go. yeah, I think Fairley's having a fantastic race today. 2 solid results. I forget where he's in the championship, but yeah, I mean, it's some good points today.
He is quite low down, 10th place at the moment. He missed the first 3 rounds, missed 4 of the first 5. He's going to be getting progressively faster. 3rd place a few weeks ago, 2nd place last time out, and pole position.
Well, this will be a first in class, and I forget where he finished last race.
He finished in 5th.
In class or overall?
Overall.
Ah, okay, nice.
I would have been 4th in class.
Here we go.
He's going to have to hold on to this one against Neo.
Yeah,
He is much later on the brakes. Contact between the two of them. I think that's going to help Neo. And he gets it done. Trying to go through as well was a Bio who wasn't quite so successful.
Yeah, Abayo got lucky there because he almost turned Fairley, and Fairley would have been turned in his face. So Abayo needs to just find another way through. Right, so he is going to get completely alongside. Is he going to go late on the brakes? He is. Very well done. I'm fairly certain he didn't fight hard there, though.
Oh, another cut across the grass. I've just seen a car rejoin. I think that was David Moeller.
There was a joke. It was nuanced. You wouldn't have picked up on it. It's fine.
I heard... I didn't understand the...
I said I was fairly certain he didn't fight that. It was fairly fighting. No? Okay. I thought we had a connection, Sam. Honestly.
See, yeah. Well, yeah. I'll keep an eye out for future ones.
Thanks. Not a lot to do here for Racef. He's got this in the bag. Obviously got it done early. It was gifted to him by... I'm even troubling him with Schilling. He's had a nightmare race, unfortunately. Maybe the pressure just got to him a little bit, but he's a strong driver, so yeah, it's a shame. But then again, it could have been just after the slowdown. The pressure must have been insane because he had cars everywhere.
Yeah, he was right in. He's been right in the melting pot from the race start, really. With all the fighting he's had to do, Schilling. And yeah, remains in 13th place. Might get one more position by the end. This one rages on. Albeit now that both walk racing drivers are clear, I imagine Abayo and Neo will just follow each other home in 4th and 5th to the end. This one's still going on. Kleinecht and Perry, these guys have been glued to one another. Swapped positions a couple of times. Perry started ahead, Kleinecht got ahead, and Perry came back, and then Kleinecht overtook again. And here they are, 8th and 9th, behind Eric Josh, who they did lose a fair amount of time to on the last lap. Chris Van der Nesse catching them up by half a second a lap as well. Might be on them by the last lap of the race.
Just noticed the gap between Neo and Talman. That's huge, but obviously the others have had to fight through, especially Neo. Was he 9th or 10th? One of those. Yeah, Kleinet's had a strong couple of races. What I noticed, to be honest, gone quiet on him. He's just staying alive out there and clawing those positions up. I mean, really, the whole race was dominated by that qualifying and what the pros had to pull back in the first race.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're seeing the drivers like Talman, Neo. I mean, yeah, Racef and Maya as well, but just not finding it in that qualifying session where they had the one chance. And we had that again in Hockenheim when Talman blew that one chance. It was Talman, right? Yeah, because he started like 30th, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, that's one broken Ford. Can Schilling get this done? Mark Hutchinson. Yeah, looks like Hutchinson's not going to fight this.
Yep, Schilling's resilience has paid off.
Oh, a terrible exit, though. He might actually have a bit of trouble on the way up to the second chicane. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to get clear. Awful exit. Just went way too over the curb. I like this. Mark went defensive. Schilling had a look, but yeah, Mark's still in this. Broken car. He's fighting. You like the look of the Ford? You haven't driven it yet, have you?
No, not really. No, yeah, it is huge.
Yeah.
And when I see the onboards of it, it does look like you're driving a van. So that doesn't particularly appeal it to me.
Yeah, same. I always like the light, nimble, really happy GT3s, not the vans. Yeah.
Yeah. So Trosh with his teammate, Klein next behind. Both Nürburgring Esports. They started in 11th and 12th. They sit in 7th and 8th. And then we've got the Altitude Esports driver of Perry. Van der Nesse has caught these guys rapidly.
It was like 1.3 seconds last time we checked him.
He's only got one lap to do it though. He could still get 7th in this race if something huge happens ahead. But seeing that the front two in this little quartet are teammates. Oh, that's a late defensive maneuver there from Perry. Has to get on the brakes hard in order to avoid any contact with the cars ahead. Van der Nesse with a nice line there. And Perry's lost the draft now from the cars ahead, or the majority of it at least. And this is Van der Nesse's chance to get one more position. Perry giving him the shorter line, but he will have the inside for the De La Roja. Is that necessary? The line that you want though. Depends how late on the brakes he's going to be. He is very late on the brakes and he is clear. Van der Nesse will gain the cutback again. But the 132 cannot pass.
Yeah.
Schilling, meanwhile, getting past Hutchinson in the background.
Yeah, the Porsche does not look like it's got the straight line speed. When it gets in that air, it needs a good run. Yeah, he had the shortest line, but yeah, to use a little bit of the grass, Tim Perry was wise there to sort of pinch him. It looks like Rousseff, Maya, are they going to go side by side at the line? No, this is just Monza. This is just Rousseff's win.
They have switched it around before, Maya giving Rousseff the race win back at Daytona last season on the line, but there's no reason to switch it around this time. Rousseff started ahead and he got to the front and there was no stopping once he got there, and he's going to take his first race win of the season. Eric Rousseff for Racing Lab Esports, powered by Ford, takes the checkered flag. It is a Racing Lab Esports 1-2, just as it was a Walk Racing 1-2 in race 1. Abayo got past Neo. The teammates did switch it around the end, maybe to give Abayo a couple of extra championship points. I doubt he'll need it though. He has got 1.5 hands on the trophy now. And it was Trosh beating Kleinex, Perry, Van der Nesse unable to clear any of them on the final tour of the circuit. And Alton Udod will make it 2 AM victories from 2 races.
Yeah, I mean, points from Abayo from race 1 and 2. I mean, I know he's probably not won it, but he's won it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The statistics are too far now. Yeah, great race.
And it's surprising that Rousseff hasn't won a race so far this season. I was looking back at the results, and I think he has missed a couple of rounds, Rousseff. But of course, he got pole position last time at Road America, and you wonder if he hadn't have had that glitch where he wasn't able to start on the grid. Maybe he could have won last time out, and maybe we'd be talking about...
What was the penalty decision?
He got 5 seconds
Okay.
post-race, so it dropped him down, I think, 3 places.
Okay, that's fair. I think he even understood himself. It was a awkward situation, and he was pent-up frustration. He was the pole sitter, right? It's,
yeah.
You know, it's a different situation to some official, you know.
But there's not going to be any penalties for that performance. He took the lead after the first chicane, and he never let go of it. Yeah, David Schilling, really surprising mistake there at turn 1. I'm surprised he didn't make the corner at all. And it's just amazing as well. It's one of those things in iRacing how, I mean, I guess we've just made that mistake enough times, right, that we know don't go around the polystyrene. Who cares about the polystyrene?
Yeah, I'm gone.
But he did, and obviously that lost him some extra time.
Yeah, that's so Formula 1, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, of course, Russell did it a couple of weeks ago, right?
Vettel would have never done that.
Well, one time Vettel lost his brakes, actually, and then just obliterated straight through those polystyrene things. So, yeah. Let's have a look at the results then. For race 2, Rousseff winning, 1.3 seconds ahead of Meyer. Then it was Tillman, Abayo top of the Pro-Ams, And Udod, top of the AMs. Fowler, again, somehow second place out of the AMs, even though he crashed. But there was chaos for a lot of drivers, and so even that crash for Fowler wasn't too bad for him in the end. We will try to get an interview now with a couple of the drivers, and I think I am going to have first dibs and drag up Sergio Abaye, who joins us now. Sergio, congratulations. Hello. That is a fantastic race 1 result. Talk us through qualifying. I mean, what were you thinking when you saw the rain come down in that Pro-Am qualifying? Because initially I was thinking it might cost the Pro-Am drivers more than the pros. I thought it was going to dry up, but the rain just seemingly kept on falling.
Yeah, when I was on my last try of qualifying, because I don't have pole, I think, I don't remember, but I was in my push lap to make the pole, I think, and I watched my dots on my windshield, and I was like, okay, this is fucked. I not have the pole, and then I can finish the lap without rain, without any pads or nothing. And when I see the pole and my teammate go out, Danineo go out, and it was like, okay, it's wet. You will get the pole. I was like a mini heart attack, man.
Absolutely, I can totally understand that. It was a perfect storm for you to take that pole position. And then talk us through the conditions in those first few laps of race 1. I mean, was there a big grip difference in those early laps, or did the track sort of feel all right?
For me, with the Merc, I feel for example, in Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2, I have less grip. I think it's because the rain begins there. But yeah, Lesmo were a little bit complicated to make with the slicks, but the rest of the track, I have to break 10 or 20 meters earlier, but with that is enough. And then it's dry, and we improve the time lapse lap by lap, and that's it.
Yeah, you seemingly coped with those conditions very well. And then a word as well on race 2, it seemed like you and your teammate really worked well to move up the order. Yeah, how was that race 2? Because it seemed like you guys in the Merc were able to make overtakes when other people were seemingly struggling.
Yeah, we have an excellent coach, work a lot on the setup, and we can make the pace with the Merc. And yeah, we work together. I think it's a good result. We advance a lot of positions on race 2. A little bit aggressive, but I'm fighting for the championship, and this is racing, you know. But yeah, congrats to every guy that race and win that.
Well, congratulations for your result tonight, Sergio. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Thank you. No, all the team, man, all the team. The support, the coach make a lot of work on the setup on the car, all the sponsors and my family and my friends that are supporting me. And congrats Apex for these races, man. Incredible championship.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for the kind words, and we'll see you back next time, hopefully clinching the championship.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Sergio Abaye there, very happy man to take his first ever race win in the series and secure a 4th place as well in race 2.
Yep. All right, I will bring up our second race winner, Eric Rousseff. Hello, Eric. Can you hear me okay?
Good evening, guys.
Hello, mate. Congratulations on the win there. Before we talk about race 2, let's talk about race 1, or more importantly, the qualifying session. Tell me your thoughts going into it. Obviously, I can imagine, but yeah, I want to hear from your perspective.
Start of qualifying when the spotty rain began.
Yep.
Kinda realized quite early that the qualifying was not gonna go so well.
Mm-hmm.
So just tried to put in the best lap I could on the first lap, and then the track just went wetter, so it was not possible to improve after the first one. So the first one was the one that counted for everyone, I think.
Yeah, we saw Danny Neo really put in a stormer of a first lap. So we actually thought the some lap times could improve, and then we saw it was, yeah, on your third attempts, we sort of knew in the studio it was over for you guys, unless the track rapidly dried or something changed. Did you make any set adjustments to the wet, or did you just keep on the dry tire? You just went for it and see what you could put in?
I just went for it, mate.
Yeah.
I didn't do any change.
No, I can imagine. And obviously a brilliant comeback. I forget where you finished in the first race, but it was solid, right? I think it was P9, if I remember right.
P9, yeah.
Yeah, lots of positions gained. Obviously, Talman, I think, dropped between you two, you and Anders near the end with an incident. Yep. He had a battle. But yeah, obviously, talking of race 2, solid it must. Obviously, gifted by Schilling, was it? Who... Did you see him lock up? I just see him brake, not turn, and go straight on. But I assuming he locked up and just decided it was too late to turn. But was you nervous, or did you just... You knew you saw his car go straight on, so you knew what you had to do?
I kind of knew when I went on the brakes that it was going to overshoot.
Right. So he was late.
He broke literally 20-25 meters too late.
Oof.
So he was just way too hot into the first corner.
Gotcha.
So before we hit the first apex, I just said to Anders, okay, Schilling's gone. Let's move.
Let's go, yeah. And then your teammate got a slowdown, we believe. It didn't get shown in the broadcast, but I think in the second chicane, and it allowed Talman to pass.
Yep. He got, I think he got 2 slowdowns in the second race. Yeah, I believe so. One in the second chicane and one in the first. I don't remember. He had 1 or 2 slowdowns, and he was sent off a bit in Ascari once. But Anders came straight home from work 5 minutes before quali started, and,
No.
and didn't have time to practice all week. So
solid.
An incredible result for Anders.
Yeah, you guys must be pleased, and obviously congratulations on the win. A very dominant showing.
Thank you so much.
Obviously, the rain was a little unexpected because we in the studio, we honestly didn't think it was going to rain. We were seeing reports of 13%, 1% near the start. So to see it start to rain in the middle of the Pro-Am session, obviously for us, it made it very exciting. But you guys obviously it's not easy, especially in the Ford. But yeah, you made it work. So yeah, congratulations. And one more week to go.
Since it's the second time we get a little bit tossed off because of rain going into the pro qualifying. But
yeah, Hockenheim as well. I think that's always going to happen with the league format the way it is. I think it's never going to really...
With a split quali format, it can happen to anyone. So,
but it makes it entertaining, so it's definitely not going anywhere.
Absolutely. Yeah,
all right, Eric, thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, congratulations on the win, mate. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, mate. Goodbye, guys.
Eric, his first win. I was about to say another win. See, I'm surprised as you.
Yeah, I think it is his first win of the season. So yeah, really surprising that one. We had 2 new winners. Let's have a chat. We've now got a 2nd place driver, 2 2nd place drivers. Let's have a chat with Danny Nie. First up, Danny, congratulations. A really good result. I think you absolutely maximised that one. Talk us through that qualifying lap, because whilst it wasn't pole overall, it was pole out of the pro drivers by a decent margin. I mean, do you know why you were able to find that much pace on a damp circuit compared to your rivals?
I don't know, man. Because I have the 3 cars on front, and in the last part of the circuit, I was eating them. I almost crashed in the last corner with Lucas, I think it was. So yeah, but I'm happy for the quali.
Definitely, yeah, you really maximised that one. And then once you got to the race, you were able to move your way through. How was it racing side by side when it was a little bit damp in the early stages?
Was giga, and the race was giga fun. I enjoyed it a lot. So, and good result for the team. So P1, triple P1. So
definitely, and then that race 2, you and Sergey seemingly worked really well with one another. Does the teamwork in that scenario sort of help yourselves, and if so, how does it help when it comes to having your teammate next to you in a race like that?
Yeah, we always try to help each other, take care of each other, and yeah, I'm not fighting for anything important in this championship, so I want to help the team achieve the most possible points.
Absolutely. Well, you did that tonight. A really good points haul for Walk Racing, which will help close down the gap to P3 in the championship. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, Danny?
Yeah, to the All-Way Racing team, to the sponsors. Thank you, Mr. C, and thank you, David Bosca, for all the help. And to you guys, awesome broadcast.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the kind words, and we'll see you back next week.
See you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Danny Neo there with a 2nd and a 5th. I think the 3rd highest point scorer across tonight. Do we have another interview? I think that might be. I think we might have one more person, but I think they're from another broadcast. So we will not have another chat with another driver. But we've only got one more round of the championship to go, and it's a bit of an oddball circuit that we're heading to next time out, Rennsport, which when I joined iRacing was because I was poor at the time. I had like a list of circuits, go through all the official series. I'm sure people still do this, but like go through the official series and see what circuit is the most commonly used.
I used to do this, yeah.
Between the series. Obviously, at this point, we just buy all the road content anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. But Rennsport, back in 2016, one of the most used circuit, one of the most used circuits used in GT3 racing, multi-class racing, single-seater racing. Nowadays, though.
Well, it's IMSA next week. I assume that's why you picked it.
Well, yeah. Apart from IMSA,
that's what I'm going to race in.
It's rarely used. It will be very welcome in the official series, and yeah, it will be. I think a very good circuit for these GT3 cars as well. One of the shortest circuits we go to as well during the season.
Yeah, I like the track. It is tiring. It is it's in multi-class. It's I mean,
it's a bit much. I think
I already write my apologies that I'm going to send out, and then I get to the end of the race and I send them to all the drivers, like with regards to my incident, blah blah blah. It's really tricky, but obviously single class racing, yeah, it can be tough to pass. It can be tough to
really
avoid.
Tough to pass, yeah.
Yeah, you've really got to fight for it. It's gonna be good. For the last round, it's gonna be epic.
Yeah, if you've got good straight line speed, it's almost impossible to overtake.
Sure.
Around that circuit.
If you're committed on the brakes as well, and the can't remember the name of it. It'll come to me.
Sure. Well, we've got a week to learn it.
We've got a week.
So,
yeah.
But that should be a really good season finale of the championship. You can tune into it, of course, next week. Of course, another thanks to all of our sponsors for the series, VRS and Apex Racing Academy. And also, of course, do check out apexracingleague.com where you can sign up for the Prototype Championship starting in a couple of weeks' time. If you've enjoyed this video, please do leave a like on it and subscribe to Apex Racing TV. We've got Radicals, I think, going on right now, but we've got plenty more action coming up. Racing Unleashed on Sunday will be so good. If you like rain and GT3s like we had a little bit of today, going to be more rain on Sunday, so that should be a really fantastic broadcast for that one. And of course, check out the Apex Racing TV and the Apex Racing League social medias on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. And of course, tune in for the late Apex coming up in about 25 minutes time, where me and David discuss the latest in the world of sim racing. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, and from David Sampson, and from everyone here at the Apex Racing TV esports studio, we will say goodbye, and we'll see you back next week at Rennsport. See you then.